So Dan, looking back at the season, is it all doom and gloom, or do you take pride in some of those better performances towards the end of the season?
I think we've got to take some positives from the end of the season, to be honest. We didn't give up, and we showed a lot of pride in the last 3 or 4 games of the season, albeit it was probably too late in the season for us to actually manage to stay up. But you'd have to say, like, all in all, like, if you look back 4 years ago, we didn't have a club, and now we've got a club. We've got a good support base. Like, some of the games went away this year, like Doncaster away, the fans were absolutely amazing, and we actually got relegated that day because Rochdale won on the same day as we beat Doncaster away. But you've got to take a lot of positives from the season. We've unearthed a couple of players, like young lads that have come through. There's been Nath Priestley's broken in from the 21s, and Liam Maples has put in 2 really good performances at the end of the season as well, so it bodes well for next year.
Was NL1 as tough as you expected?
It was maybe tougher than some of the other lads expected. Obviously, I played there before myself, and I've been used to winning in that league, and it's been a bit difficult this season. Obviously, with the injuries early on in the year, I found it really difficult coming back into the side when we'd lost the first 6 or 7 games, and it was a bit of a downer really. And obviously, if you look at the fixture list, that didn't do us no favours at the start of the season, and maybe it was just not to be this season. And if you look at the injury list we've had all year, that's not helped us either. And there's been a lot of contributory factors to the fact that we've not been able to stay up. But basically, you just got to look at the fact that we've got to look at each other and realise that we weren't quite good enough to stay in that league with the squad that we had.
As team captain, how hard was it to kind of keep the lads' chins up?
It's been pretty difficult, but obviously with me being out injured for the first part of the season, then you're coming back into the team and you're trying to get the respect of your teammates, and a lot of people didn't actually know me from not playing with me last season. I found it a little bit difficult in that respect, but obviously once you've played 2 or 3 games and lads seem to know what you can do, and you start getting a bit more respect off the players, and you just try and keep everyone's chin up really, and that's all you can do.
Now the wins at the end of the season, Whitehaven, Doncaster, Rochdale, that shows that we've actually got a really good side.
It shows that we are capable of competing in this division, and unfortunately, as I said before, the injuries didn't help us at the start of the season. We've lost Jimmy Elson for the majority of the season, Craig Farrell, Matt Kane was out right at the start of the season. I was out a couple of months, 2 or 3 months. Jason Golden was out for a while, Scott Rose, and they're all quality players, and you can't afford to miss lads like Scott, especially when he came back at the end of the season. You saw a massive difference in some of the performances that we put in, and if it wasn't for the injuries, I think, to be honest, we probably would have stayed up, but that's just a fact of life that injuries do happen in rugby league.
Now next season the way of expectations will be massive, and people are already talking about us building a squad to win the league, and as we did last season. How could you kind of cope with that level of expectation?
To be honest, I'm not really looking at that yet at the moment. We've lost a lot of players from this squad this year. Obviously there's a few lads that are going to go play Super League at Wakefield, as has been well documented, and there's other lads that are going to be going places elsewhere, and we don't actually know who we've signed yet. We've got about 13 players signed, but we could do with a few more quality additions to the squad, and obviously with us coming down from National League 1, we're going to be the team that everybody's looking to beat next season.
So you've obviously been part of that championship winning side. You've played in NL1 this season. How difficult is it to motivate yourself to go back to places like London and Workington?
To be honest, we had a right good season last season. We really enjoyed it, going all in places, and you get a bit of camaraderie amongst all the lads. When you go on them trips away, you have a few beers on the way back after a good win and stuff like that, and it really builds team spirit, and I'm quite looking forward to some of them trips away next year. Hopefully the fans will get behind us again like they did the season before this one, and we'll have a successful season again.
And so what are your memories of this season? Will you look back with sadness, or do you think, what things will you take with you?
To be honest, on a personal point of view, I look back with sadness because it's the first time I've ever had a break or anything. I've had to miss a vast majority of the season. It's also the first time I've ever played in a relegated side, which has been very disappointing as well. But we've got to take a few positives from it as a squad. Like I said earlier, we've unearthed some young lads that are going to do very well next season for us, I think. And I know of a few lads that have signed next year, and they're going to be quality additions to the side. And we'll just look forward to playing next season, get a good pre-season behind us, and hopefully we can get all the fans backing us again like they did in the National League 2 before, and we can do the job for them on the field.
Well, looking forward to it, and enjoy the rest of your night, Dan. Thanks very much.
All right, cheers.